Hey folks, this is Gene from Regular Guy Mountain Biking, and this video is all about the gimbal. Hey folks, this is Gene from Regular Guy Mountain Biking, and in this video, we're all about the gimbal. Basically, ever since I've started this channel, I started making some really great friends, and a lot of these friends are really into recording their own videos. So I thought, not what I would consider myself an expert, but anything I know that might be helpful, I want to give back to you, because why the hell else would I make this channel? So today I'm going to do some work with the gimbal. Okay, right now I own a Rider M, works very well. There's plenty of videos on YouTube. You can learn about all the different features about the gimbal. Technically, I really didn't buy it for any of those. You can control it with a remote, Bluetooth, all kinds of freaking stuff. My main reason for this specific gimbal is the size factor. It's very small and it fits very close to your chest, which I'm hoping would make it a little less bouncy and a little less weight on my chest. So anyway, that's why I bought the Rider M, besides the fact that they got good reviews. So today, basically, here's my goal. I've got a couple different ideas over here. I'm going to do some recording on a hill I'm going to show you in just a minute. And I've got my my Rider M on the chest, okay? I've got my my GoPro Session on my head, and then I'm going to go down the same trail with another chesty with just the GoPro alone. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because the Hero 5's out that has image stabilization in it. The way the image stabilization works in the new GoPro is it takes a wider image and then digitally figures out what would be the least amount of movement and jitter, and then it processes that. It's not really using a gimbal to help get the jitter out. It's using a software version of that. And you can, for a good $50, you can get software that can do this. I have a video on that as well that'll help with that. So I'm trying to help you get an idea of, if you have a GoPro, should you get the GoPro 5? Should you go with the GoPro 5? They're pretty cool, but I also want you to see that the GoPro 5 is also pretty much what it would cost to buy a gimbal. Should the gimbal be your direction to go, you'll find out. I'll show you some video. I can't test this against the GoPro 5. I don't have a GoPro 5, but GoPro 5 is basically software stabilization. So I'm going to show you basically hardware stabilization. All right, so let's take a look at the trail. So here's what we're going to be going down. It's not like it's the worst trail in the world, all right? You know, it's got some rocky stuff in it. It's not terrible. You know, we've all been down worse. But it certainly has enough bump in it to shake some shit up, you know? So you're going to see literally 3 different versions of the same trail. Again, the Session on my head, the GoPro on my chest without the gimbal, and then the GoPro with the gimbal. So let me get things set up. We'll do some recording. I'm going to grab a couple other areas as well, and you know, and I'll keep on talking, because you know I love to talk. All right, let's get going. All right, let's go do our first run with just the gimbal. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna try to push it a little bit down this hill. Now, as I'm going down, let me tell you, I can feel this gimbal bouncing. This trail is pretty freaking bouncy. Alright, so that gimbal is bouncing on my chest right now. So I have no idea how good this video is going to come out. But I am definitely bouncing. A whole lot. Alright, so that's our first test with just the gimbal. All right. Now maybe you can see some of these trails the trail I'm coming down. I mean, it's a little deceiving because of the leaves, but I mean, it's not that smooth. It's pretty bumpy. Next one we'll do is just the straight chesty with the GoPro. All right, here we go. Take 2. Chesty mount GoPro, no gimbal. All right, so right off the bat, I can totally feel less bounce. All right, the gimbal really bounced a lot. And I'm not feeling that with just a straight GoPro. Doesn't mean the video is going to be better. It just means that there's less bounce going on right now. Because the gimbal's not on. But I'm still bouncing. Oh man. Still bouncing. Alright. So there you go. Alright, let's start walking up. And we'll see what we got this time. All right, we made it back up. All right, here we are going with the gimbal. Trying to give it all, right? It gets pretty bouncy over here. This gimbal, I can feel it. It is bouncing all over my chest right now. Let's see what the video looks like. Okay, so that was our first run with just the gimbal. Alright folks, now that you've seen all the video, let's talk about this for a little bit and try to hash it all out. So I think it's pretty clear from what you saw in the video that the recording with the gimbal was probably by far the smoothest. Okay? When I was riding, let me tell you, I felt that gimbal shaking on my chest. You could feel it shaking on your chest, on my chest. I could feel it shaking on my chest, but you didn't see that in the video. So that really, that hardware stabilization was huge. But on the other hand, I had to have this freaking thing hanging on my chest. You felt it hanging on your chest. Do you want to ride with that thing all day long? Do you want to take the risk of falling? It's like $300 and something. You know, there's a pro and a con. But image quality, you got to admit, it was pretty stable. Straight chesty with the camera, okay? Not really all that stable, right? But certainly by far the more comfortable way to go, okay? I didn't even know it was there, other than the straps like kind of like being on you, which is kind of annoying, but that has nothing to do with the camera. It's just, you know, it's a strap, it's tight. And you want it tight, because the tighter it is, the less things are going to shake. But you don't even feel it, there's no weight to it. So, I don't know, smoother trails, maybe the chest would be just fine. So, I'm not trying to decide this for you. I'm just doing this to give you options so that if you do choose to spend some money, maybe you can make a little bit more of an educational, you know, decision. The helmet, that was pretty bouncy. Like of the three, that was the worst. But if you remember on my review, for that helmet, I told you that that visor was a little soft, little flexible, which would transfer that vibration into the camera. If you mount a light up there, it's not really that big a deal. It's a light, but you definitely saw more shudder, more shake with the helmet on you know, that angle there. So take that into consideration. Maybe slower trails wouldn't make a difference. If you're going to use the helmet for a light end for that, might be cool. But it did get more shake when you had that helmet over there. The other thing to think about is using aftermarket stabilization. So I'm gonna check out this video now. I'm gonna show you video now of the chest with no gimbal, the chest with software stabilization applied to it. So go check that out. All right, here we go. Take two, chesty mount GoPro, no gimbal. So right off the bat, I can totally feel less bounce. All right, the gimbal really bounced a lot. and I'm not feeling that with just a straight GoPro. Doesn't mean the video is going to be better. It just means that there's less bounce going on right now. Because the gimbal's not on. But I'm still bouncing. Oh man. Still bouncing. Alright. So there you go. Alright, so now that you saw that video, it's a little bit better, right? I mean, the software stabilization did kind of clean up a lot of the jitter. I did try to apply it to the helmet cam. It just it couldn't clean it up. I'm not going to get into the specifics about how the whole thing works. If you want to, I mean, I'll tell you more about it. Just give me let me know in the comments. But bottom line is, the way that the software analyzes the video, it just couldn't straighten out, clean up the helmet cam. It was just too shaky. But the chest cam, I don't think it did all that bad a job. Now, that was $50. Okay, $50, and you're using the GoPro that you already have. Downside, takes a long time, even on my pretty decent computer, to analyze that video and then to export it out after the software has done all of its magic to make everything look good. So what's your time worth? Okay, is your time worth just like the hell with it, go buy the gimbal, which I think was even smoother and it's done? Do you want to wear that damn thing and you'd rather just do it in post with software? Or are you going to ride on trails that aren't quite that shaky and all of this doesn't make any difference at all? Just stick the thing on your head. Up to you. The other thing you have to think about too is this. Shooting a video with just one angle is kind of tough on the viewer, especially if it's going to shake. You just want to throw up. So think about this. You could take more shaky video, but piece it in. Sometimes I'll do video. I've got a video on this. I'll show you. I'll do video of the camera attached to the fork of my bike, and you get a couple cool shots doing that. But you don't watch the whole video like that. It would suck. So sometimes shaky video is okay if you're just sporadically putting it in. So what I'm saying is cut up your video with other things like cameras around the trail that are stable, like on the ground, and then it's going to be smooth. Then you put in a couple more shaky ones, then you put a couple smooth ones in. That may offset the fact that they're not that stable. Just a suggestion. The other thing I want to show you real quick is this. That helmet that I was showing you before was shaky. When I've done some video with my SixSixOne helmet, when I either mount it to the top or when I mount it underneath the visor here, I've gotten some very good results. So I'm not ruling out helmet mounts, but in general, your standard mountain biking helmet is not a good helmet mount because the straps don't really hold it on all that tight. Even with an Enduro one, you'd have to tighten that thing up so far, it just would be uncomfortable. But a full face, it holds you in tight, so then you also have a stronger visor. So take that into consideration. What helmet do you wear? You know, maybe if you're going to wear a full face more often, then you can just go with it on your helmet, and you may get some pretty good video that way. So, you know, options. I don't even know if I'm helping you with this or I'm giving you so many options, you're just like, screw it, I'm just not going to do it. I don't know. But at least you're getting a lot of good ideas. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If I'm babbling and you want me to clear up something for you, let me know. I'll be happy to do it for you. I am happy with that Rider M. I have no problem recommending that gimbal. It's a very good gimbal. I bought that gimbal myself. It's a really good gimbal. So, you know, that's all I really got for you this time. I really hope this helped. Put questions down below. And Gene from Regular Guy Mountain Biking. I'll catch you folks later on. Bye-bye.